Hello, welcome to the tennis for another week of clay play. It's had us all talking, and here are the headlines. Djokovic disaster in Monte Carlo as Demon and Pop roll into the round of 16. Eala gains direct entry into her first Grand Slam main draw at Roland Garros, and the Aussie women take on Kazakhstan and Colombia for a spot in the BJK Cup finals. I'm Zave Muehlebach, your host for this little tennis tour through the tournaments. Alliteration? No points for that, Bree?
No.
Great. Joining me as always is Bree Stewart with bunny ears. Why have we got these on?
Because it's Easter.
Oh, that's right. Do you like that I just sort of put them on without any knowledge of why?
But you did have knowledge.
Oh, okay. We're just removing that fourth wall.
Yeah.
So, joining us once again, father of Tofu, husband of Dasha, it's Luke Saville. Welcome back, mate.
Thanks, guys. Great to be back.
Oh, good. And for the very first time, Queen of Tennis Australia, PR and Australian Open law.
Goddess.
Yeah, really, the ruler of the roost.
Oh, you're really bigging me up there.
Yeah, your boss Prue's about to jump in the door and go, actually, I'm in charge,
I
but
know
that's
I'm
fine.
in trouble.
That's right. She doesn't listen. It's fine. Welcome, Colorado Ruccio.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Why did you agree to be on the show?
I didn't know there was a choice.
Oh, good.
If I did, maybe I would have, acted differently. No, I'm pumped to be here. Fan of the show.
Great, good.
Big tennis head.
Big tennis head.
You're here because you have knowledge.
Yes,
Yes.
which, I
Which
need.
we needed.
Yes. But that's a lesson for our fans out there. If you listen enough, you might end up on it. So that's
Yeah.
always good.
The bar is low.
Yeah, good. Well, we'll jump right in. We've done our intros. Let's get to what's caught your eye. Luke, kick us off. You've been man about the world, back into Australia as of earlier this week.
Yep.
What's caught your eye this week in Atlanta tennis?
Thanks, Dave. Mine is the Houston 250, just gone, and the two titles from Jenson Brooksby and John Patrick Smith, the Aussie. And Jenson Brooksby, well, he's spent 2 years away from the sport with two injuries, the right and left wrist. So he had surgeries on those and a 10-month ban as well. So
Wow.
3 missed tests, drug tests. I think it's probably good to tell all the viewers about whereabouts. So a lot of the top players in the world, you have to put in an app 1 hour every day of where you'll be, just in case of random drug tests. And he missed 3 of those.
Really?
So
How does that happen?
it's a good question. I don't know. But and he's been very open about his autism as well.
Okay.
And that's a topic very close to my heart as well. So he was non-verbal till 4. So pretty amazing story, really. He had a career high of 33 in 2022 at the age of 21. So an amazing
Wow.
player, then 2 years away from the sport, came back, won his first title in Houston from being a qualifier, a wild card in a qualifying. So amazing story there. And then the Aussie, John Patrick Smith, story of persistence. And he's down to the ranking of 61, career high of 52 in 2017. So not too far from that career high. He was an alternate into Indian Wells, made the semi-finals, and then won Houston. So, probably it was around maybe 90 before Indian Wells, and now sitting at 61. Got a new partner in Fernando Romboli, a Brazilian guy, and looking to really push on this year. So, two great stories of persistence.
So I think, maybe it's just me, but this app thing, I had no idea that was... So it's literally just an app that everyone goes, oh yeah, I'm in Turkmenistan right now.
Yeah, so, Dara's, my wife's on it, and I was on it for a few years as well. And we have all sorts of random tests, at our house. And a lot of the players, I think the earliest you can put in is 6 a.m. because you'll be home. So, yeah, we have all sorts of, 6 a.m. drug tests come to the door, and Tofu's not happy. He wakes up about 8, so he's barking and really keeping an eye
Always
on
keen
the
to give a
test.
urine sample, but usually on the side of the couch.
Yeah, he's not sure, and so he follows Dasher in, all that.
He's
so
so
it's
cute.
Look, I think it's just one of those ones where we see the top players in the world, we see all the perks and whatnot, but it's not all so glamorous. He had 3 missed tests there, Jenson Brooksby, but he's back now, wild card into qualifying, qualifies, wins the tournament. Amazing story, and a fantastic player, has wins over Fritz, Rudd and Berrettini, all slam finalists. So
Huge.
very impressive.
Massive.
Yeah, it's going to be a big year.
Yep.
Yeah,
Great.
and not just a qualifier, but a wild card qualifier.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just such a good story.
Yeah, brilliant. Follow all the way through. So a few weeks ago, I was talking about Madison Keys, current Australian Open champion. Love her game, love her as a person. But at the moment, women's American tennis is just dominating. 5 out of the 8 quarterfinalists in Charleston were from the US: Anna Samova, Navarro, Kennan, Pegula, Collins. And we could have had 2 All-American semifinals if it weren't for a bit of a unluck of the draw. But women's tennis in America, it is a renaissance, don't we think?
Well, 3 of the top 5. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's massive.
Mm. And Jess Pegula's just taken Coco's spot as number 3. Like, Coco's still in the 5, but still, that's huge for her.
Yeah, definitely. Because Coco's one of those enduring names. She's on all the Nike billboards. But yeah, to be kind of put down by one of your countrymen, quite the story.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
It's really good for American women's tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we see it every year in, the summer of tennis down here in Australia, where the Americans coming down, they really are fun to watch. The fans love them. They've got really great personalities, attitudes, from the happiness of Coco to the naughtiness.
Sass of Collins.
Well, yeah, let's go with sass, not
Sass.
naughtiness.
They seem to be really friendly. Like, they seem to be friends off the court. They always seem to be in each other's videos and posts on social media, like whether that camaraderie and like friendly competitiveness between them is assisting. I'm not sure.
Well, speaking of social, something caught your eye. It's related to Luke in a way. Talk me through it.
Yeah, funnily enough, it is a video posted on TikTok by Aussie player Daria Saville, wife of Luke Saville, friend of the pod. I did not know Luke would be on the pod today, but it actually makes it all the more interesting. So Dasha posted a video in the last week openly questioning why brands seem to prioritise working with tennis wags, quote unquote, over the actual athletes.
Let's talk brand deals for a second. Tennis aesthetics are in right now, right? It's all over the place, but female tennis players are not getting those brand deals. It's actually tennis wags that fit into the aesthetics rather than us sweaty tennis players. Spoken to a few influencer wags, and they're surprised that we don't get the same opportunities. Is it that athletes are not as relatable as wags to the audience? The funny thing, I didn't get ready with me to watch my husband play a tennis match during Australian Open, and it did so much better. And I got all dolled up, and it did so much better than all of my other videos where I'm like, oh, here's a day in the life of a professional tennis player. I don't know, is it our personalities that all we do is just think about tennis? But I've got a personality, and it's salty right now. Of course, the top tennis players, they have their big sponsorships. Do marketing teams think tennis players are too niche compared to a wag? Is it the whole glamorous life compared to sweat life? Is it more aspirational to be a wag than a female athlete? It's honestly mind-boggling to me that brands are picking influencers for their campaigns during Grand Slams. And I'm definitely not the only female tennis player that feels that way. So marketing girls, why is that? Sorry if I came across salty AF. I'm done here.
Having a look at comments, I mean, I try to steer away from comments on
There were a lot of comments. I was reading them yesterday.
both ways.
Yeah.
And I mean, I took notice straight away because for me, it like perfectly encapsulates the challenge in my role. And Bree, you probably can speak to this as well, where as a PR person for Tennis Australia, obviously we're trying to promote the athletes and promote the sport in turn. But also I work with lots of brands and partners that, at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. They need a return on investment.
Yep.
They need figures, and in this day and age, often they're getting that from influencers. I find it really relatable. I am so glad that Dasha brought it up because she really stuck her head out doing that, because I'm sure there probably will be a little bit of backlash. I think it's an important conversation to have. In terms of brands wanting to work with wags, quote unquote, I know that's not always the most...
Well, we have what are you? Hag?
Yeah, hag.
I'm a coach.
I think he's a coach. Yeah. But stop diminishing who Luke is. He's more than Dasha's husband.
I'm not trying to diminish him. I'm just elevating women in tennis. Sorry, Carla.
No,
Ignore
not at
Bree.
all. I just think, good on Dasha for bringing it up. I think from the perspective of a brand, I think tapping into that wag, that influencer, that content creator audience, I think it's brought a whole new audience to tennis and to the sport. I think that's a positive. I think people that previously would never have turned up to a Grand Slam or tuned in to watch it on TV are now engaging with the sport. And what you hope is in turn that generates more opportunities for everyone, including the athletes, more earning opportunities all round. I think also, I know from the space that I work in, one of the biggest challenges for brands working with athletes is access, especially tennis players. They are on tour most of the year.
Yeah.
It's not their fault, but they can't be in an event. They can't record something when it's needed. And I think especially during the slams and the big tournaments when interest in the sport is highest, that is when they're the most locked in and the least available, understandably.
Yep.
So perhaps working with the WAGs and the influencers is a clever workaround where you've still got access to the sport, without being able to work with the athletes directly.
But you've still got someone who can go to the Met Gala.
Yeah. But I think from my perspective, right, to put a spin on it, I know people who follow tennis players like tennis. But if I want to get a new audience for social, for the Australian Open, getting a WAG who might have people who are more aligned with lifestyle, fashion, rather than pure tennis, means that I'm getting a new audience.
Yeah.
I utilize them to get a new audience where, for example, Dash's audience, I think we'd probably already have, ideally.
Yeah.
Because it's pure tennis. So that's kind of the flip side from my world.
But what's great is players like Dasha
who are
doing
both
content like that.
Yes.
Not so much this one in particular, but Get Ready With Me's and non-tennis content. I would imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, Bree, kind of taps into those other markets.
Yeah, but I think that might be why sometimes the WAGs are getting it over the tennis players.
I'm not on TikTok, and I was FaceTiming my mum a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, and she goes, "What's this video that Dash has just put up?" And I go, "No, I don't know. What is it?" And then my mum goes into depth, and I'm just like, "Well, look, mum, I just respectfully, I'll stay out of it."
Yeah.
And not on TikTok, but I've seen the video, and there's a few people talking about it, and I
It's
like
a good
that.
conversation.
It's a great conversation
It's a great
starter.
I
conversation.
like her from Dasha. She's always not afraid to speak her mind, be a bit controversial, but it comes from a good place. She's got a good heart, and it's she's a bit of a
To her
bit of a
point,
classic.
like, I have a personality.
She
Yeah,
does
she's
have
great.
a personality.
But we know,
I
and we
agree.
love
Yeah.
her for
And
it.
I liked the end of it too because she was like, "Oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to post this. I'm going to send it to my friends first, who are tennis players as well, and see what they think."
Yeah.
It was a good video. It's
Yeah.
a good conversation
No,
to
she's a great
have.
creator and player, but creator first.
She's fantastic
she's just
talent.
good.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Mum, got to go walk tofu, and then you ran off. Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, moving on with Caught Your Eye. Bree,
Yes.
what caught your eye in tennis?
So what caught my eye was Alex Eala, after her amazing run in Miami, has seen some great ranking jumps over the past few days, week. So last week she was ranked number 75. And now, without having played all week, she's hit number 73.
Bang. That was easy. I'm obviously joking. Good on her.
Yeah. So she's got a big kind of, schedule of clay coming up. She's got Oeiras in Portugal Open, Madrid Open, the Catalunya Open, Italian Open, Parma Ladies Open, and then rolling into Roland Garros,
Rolling and a rolling.
where she will be in the main draw for the first time. So because of those ranking jumps, she's made it through to main draw. She lost last year in the last round of qualies, and that will make her the first female Filipino in a slam.
Huge. Big shout out to our Filipino fans of the show.
I haven't seen much of her, but I think for me, and I can speak more on the men's side, it's great to see just someone pushing into that top 100 because she's been on, I guess, the challenger circuit for so many years, and especially on the men's side, that gap is just not that much from challengers into the tour events. Of course, the guys are better, but it's not as big as what people might think. So great to see that she made, took full advantage of that wild card into Miami and had some huge wins. And now she's ranked 73 in the world, 19 years old, and she could be definitely one to watch for years to come.
I'm sure what caught all of our eyes and everyone's eyes, Novak Djokovic this week had, let's say, a bit of a nightmare run, bit of an early exit.
His words.
Yeah, his words. I'm not taking anything out of context. But lost in his first match against Alejandro Tabilo, 6-3, 6-4.
Look, I was hoping this is not going to happen, but there was quite a high probability I'm going to play this way. I don't know. It's just horrible feeling to play this way, and just sorry for all the people that had to witness this.
Someone asked, "Oh, what's your goal on clay?" And he just went Roland Garros, and that was kind of the end of the press conference. I do feel for him though that would, when we have a bad day at work, you go home feeling
constantly
the pits. You would. Every day's a bad
I
day
know.
for you, isn't it?
Thanks for letting me
But
continue to be here.
it must be a hard feeling. What do you think it was, Luke? Do you think he's just body's not in condition, tired after Miami? What do you think it might be?
Yeah, I think, as I mentioned, the eye is probably bothering him a little bit as well. Like, quite a sizable sort of, infection there. And, I just feel like with Djokovic, he's achieved everything. That's why I was just questioning why he goes to Monte Carlo. Obviously, an amazing place, Master Series, one of the best settings in tennis. But just to go there and to front up week in, week out, I was reasonably surprised he even fronted up for Monte Carlo. And obviously, in the twilight of his career now, literally achieving everything, he's definitely picking a lighter schedule and just prioritising the really big events. And obviously, Roland Garros is his big priority in the Grand Slams. And so I was surprised he sort of went there, especially after the final in Miami and having that eye infection as well. And so he turned up, and just watching a little bit of his match last night against Tabilo, and he just didn't look right into the match. And for me, Djokovic, when he's just got that focus and concentration, is almost unbeatable. And he just sort of didn't have that in that match. And Tabilo is one of 3 players to have played Djokovic more than once and beaten him all times. So he's 2-0 on Djokovic. So a little bit of a random stat, that one, but obviously
one that isn't shared by many people.
Yeah, and Tabilo's been struggling a bit this year. So a huge win for Tabilo nonetheless. Great confidence booster for him. But yeah, for Djokovic, it's I'm sure he'll probably take a couple of weeks off, and I definitely wouldn't write him off for the Roland Garros just yet.
Do you think, Luke, I'm just throwing this out there, but we know he is very big into his records and his, the history of his career. He's chasing that elusive 100th ATP title. It's a nice round number. No one's ever done it before.
Yep.
I don't know whether that's maybe a small motivator. Obviously,
about
that final slam he's chasing as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a great point by you, but sort of feel like with Djokovic, he's probably just going to believe that he'll get it eventually. He doesn't need to rush a week after Miami to hunt that. So interesting scheduling for me because, last week I was with Alex de Minaur, for example, and he was sort of checking the list leading up to Monte Carlo, and he was sort of seeing if someone was going to withdraw because he was going to go into the 8th seed and get a bye. So he was sort of also thinking that Djokovic was going to be the one to pull out. In the end, it was Fritz who pulled out and Alex got the bye. But scheduling interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes probably Madrid off and just maybe plays 1 or 2 leading into the French Open and just really freshens up.
Yeah, is he going to be back in Melbourne in Jan? Is there any fears there, or is it just like, yeah, of course he will?
I think you kind of discount Novak. I mean, was it last year when he, that injury that took him out of I'm going to get this wrong, Luke, correct me, but, went out with an injury that should have been months, had surgery, and then he makes the semis at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
He's sort of
He'll be back.
not
in
human
Melbourne.
in the best way possible.
There is no doubt he'll be at the AO.
But he does love a
26.
stat. You've got your team constantly updating that ATP 100
We've
title.
had that 100
Yeah.
visual.
Had that ready to
for-
go.
Yeah.
for
It's
a-
there on
for a
standby,
bit.
Novak. Very good.
Can
What else
we
you
just
got?
finish on Monte Carlo a little bit more? Because overnight,
Monte Carlo.
I'll keep us on track.
Finally.
We see Alex
I'm just here for the buttons.
overcame Makach, which I think, did I say that right?
Hatch.
Mahach?
You didn't. It's
Thank
Mahach.
you. Mahach.
But I've been saying it wrong as
Okay,
well,
great.
so it's okay.
Thank
That's
you.
how Luke knows.
Exactly.
I'm bad with this stuff. And then
Reading. Please continue.
phonetics. And then Poprin took out Francis Tiafoe, which is really exciting. So great run for both of them.
Surely that's big for Alexei. Like he hasn't had
Taking down the big foe.
Well, he's had a tough start to 2025, and that's the first tournament this year where he's won 2 matches consecutively.
And he's got a new coach.
Yeah, Wayne Ferreira's come in and Alexei spoke about him coming in and just changing the grip on his backhand right away. So not afraid to come in and sort of make a change and make a bit of a statement, I guess. And I watched that match against Hugo Humbert first round, Popperin, and Humbert actually had a broken right hand. So he was unable to hit two-handed backhands properly. Wow. I was watching and he was...
What is wrong with tennis
Why
players?
wouldn't you stop? Go home.
Have a break.
Get some ice.
Yeah, there's photos around. We could maybe get those.
Yeah, we'll chuck them in the show notes.
And all strapped up. And because I watched Hugo play Alex in the UTS about a week ago, and he wasn't hitting his backhand the same in that match, but he was serving great, finding forehands and playing very well. And Alexei was down a set, won the second set in a tie break, so it was a close one. But as Carla said, that it's been a tough start to the year for Popperin.
Yeah.
The changing coach, tough sort of Aussie summer as well. So but he's a great player. Couldn't have two better guys at the top of the game in Aussie men's tennis than those two boys. Great role models for all our juniors, and just really hope Alexi can keep pushing on and sort of get seeded at Grand Slams and keep progressing because he's a great player.
Yeah, so Poppy's secret weapon, you heard it here first, an opponent with a broken arm. Who knew that was going to be an
Just line a
advantage?
few more of those up. Great.
Well, Lexi faces Casper Ruud next, and Alex has Medvedev. So be looking forward to seeing what happens with that.
Absolutely. Well, sticking with the Aussies for a little bit, BJK Cup. There's a big tie happening up there in Brisbane right now. Aussies are on home soil, meeting Kazakhstan and Colombia in a round robin to qualify for the final. And we sent friend of the show, Vic Rudnikov, up there, and she caught up with Eala Tomljanovic.
Yeah, and you were in Charleston last week, obviously very different conditions, playing on the green clay. How do you adjust and come here to Brisbane?
Yeah, luckily Brisbane is such a familiar place for me. I have so many memories here, and look, tennis is tennis. It's just a bit of a different surface, but nothing that, takes just a little bit of time to adjust, and we have that, so no excuses, and I think we're all excited to be playing in Brizzy.
And for someone who hasn't, been to an event like this before, what can they expect?
You can expect really good energy, a lot of fight from our team, and just a winning spirit, and good food.
And what sets Team Australia apart from the rest? What's so unique about you guys that you bring to the court?
I think the fact that our camaraderie is really strong. Other teams, I feel like you got to really make them stick together, and I think the culture in our team is that once someone joins, you can really feel it. At least that's how it was for me. It comes really naturally to just get along with everyone. There's no outcasts. We lift each other up, but also we're kind of honest with each other as well, and I think that makes the relationship really genuine.
Now, Colombia's obviously had a bit of a change to their team, but Kazakhstan's super strong. How are the Aussie girls going to go in this tie and lead up to the potential final?
It's going to be a tough one. Today, I think Sam's come out and really labelled them as the underdogs, and I think you can agree with that. You've got the world number 10 and 22 for Kazakhstan playing singles, so very tough one starting off for our Aussie women. Kim Birrell's been playing great. Her past record in, playing for Australia hasn't been great. I think she's 0-4 when she's played singles. And obviously Maya, amazing start to the year, but debuting as well. So relatively inexperienced there. But I guess the positives are they can go out there, have a swing, nothing to lose sort of attitude, and sort of take it up to the Kazakhstan team.
Yeah, Carla, what's the media buzz about BJK Cup at the moment? Is there plenty of interest around there, around essentially the Women's World Cup of tennis?
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing every day there's coverage coming in all over the world. I mean, it's not just happening in Brisbane. Obviously, that's closest to us, and we're backing the Aussies, but it's, happening globally at the moment. So it's a huge week for women's tennis.
Yeah, fantastic.
And if you want to see some great content with our Australian women, please head over to Tennis Australia Instagram, because we did a great photo roulette challenge that the team up there, obviously I'm plugging my team.
Plug away.
And I saw it last night and I was giggling. And I could also hear Reese, who is the guy who is filming it, giggling, which made me giggle more. So, yeah, really great content showcasing our brilliant Aussie women, and I am wishing them all the luck because they kick off in about 10 minutes here in Australia.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we are recording now. By the time you hear this, there will be some results. So it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tennis Australia Instagram is at Tennis Australia.
Yeah.
Cryptic. How'd you score that one?
I know.
Had to get in early.
It's good, isn't it?
Well, lots to come from Queensland for Australia. You can hear more on The Sit Down, another podcast that comes out of these lovely studios, with Match Will Open and Viv Christie as they sat down with another Aussie, Ellen Perez. Well, we're getting to the pointy end of the show. My bunny ears are starting to droop. So, Bree, pick us up. No top 5 this week. Where have you gone? What are you doing?
We have a quiz. An Easter quiz.
Very exciting.
It is very exciting.
Yes,
is everyone ready?
Pumped.
Oh, sorry, I
Luke,
was going to say
wake up.
I'm so excited. I don't know what I was doing. I was just,
you were like,
I was just staring at Bree.
And not in a mesmerised way.
No, bemused, if anything.
Yeah, bemused,
But
definitely.
it's probably because I'm talking absolute rubbish. Please continue, Bree.
So, is everyone ready? There's going to be points. I'm going to decide the points, and I'm going to decide the winner.
Great.
You've already started it on -5.
Yes, that is making sense to me.
Okay. Do you have a number 1 or something? Okay, yeah, five. Five will do.
That'll do.
Do I get a point back for pressing the wrong button? No?
-6.
Okay.
Okay. This is a math question. If the average height of an Easter egg is 15 centimetres, how many Easter eggs tall is Arena Sabalenka?
Well, I mean, okay. I mean, maths,
Closest wins.
yeah, it's close to
Yeah.
the pin, and
Yeah.
points don't matter. Sound cool? I got 17.
13.
12.
Booyah.
Look how serious he's taking it.
I
Oh,
took longer there, so
Yeah.
a little bit.
Sabalenka is 1.82 metres tall, so it's about 12.13 eggs.
what's
What are you doing?
this blue button was playing something weird.
Stop pressing the buttons.
Sorry.
Okay,
hang
4.
on. That was 1. Wait, do you want 4 or 2?
Okay, the next question. What is Craig Tiley's favourite type of Easter egg?
Well, he's South African, so
What's a South African specialty?
yeah, kudu. No, which is the correct pronunciation of a kudu.
I
Thank you.
don't know what that is.
It's a large deer-like creature native to South
How
Africa.
specific? Like if I say Cadbury, more specific than that.
Yeah.
Cadbury crunchy.
Cadbury cream egg.
Ooh, red tulip, large bunny.
Okay, you were all wrong.
Oh, it's
So
linked, isn't it?
it's an M&M's Easter egg.
He does love M&M's.
He does love
We should-
M&M's.
Oh, because
Wait.
they're a partner of the AO.
We
Yeah.
should have known what's in his lolly jar and his
Yeah.
chocolate jar,
Yeah.
the Aussie.
Very friends.
That's so cool.
Famously.
Yeah, not anymore. Only M&M's now. So current score is your -6.
Yes.
And
Is this like golf? Lowest wins.
no,
Oh.
and Luke's 50.
Great. And Carla.
0. It's above you.
Yeah, still consistent. Okay,
Oh, wait.
number 3. God. Okay, how many mini chocolate eggs fit in the Norman Brooks Trophy? The approximate volume of the trophy is 17.7 litres, and a mini chocolate egg is 3 centimetres in height and has a 1 centimetre radius.
Love maths. I'm a tennis pod.
This
400.
is
6,000.
2,200.
Okay, you're the closest. 1,800. Yeah.
Oh,
So
well done. Okay.
Luke's at 100. You're on -50, and
Okay,
you're
good.
on 0.
You just
At least
keep-
I'm
You
changing.
keep getting lower.
What are we up to now?
2.
2. Yes. Do I get a point for that?
Yeah.
Great.
-5. If the Easter Bunny was to eat one tennis player's fandom, who would it be?
Oh, I know this one. The Sinners mates, the Carrot Boys.
Oh,
what are they
the
called?
Carotte boys.
Correct,
Munch.
boys. Yeah.
Boom. Love
Okay, you're on 0.
I'll take that.
Okay.
Nice.
And our last question, which Grand Slam tournament was first played at its current location on Easter Monday in 1922?
Oh, that's like an actual factual, like, you got to know
Roland
something.
It's a
Garros.
quiz.
Yeah, sorry, I misunderstood the concept. Thought we'll just
Did you
have
say
a
slam
have a
or
laugh.
tournament?
Slam.
Roland Garros.
Wimbledon.
Oh, AO?
Luke, 150.
Killing it.
Oh,
It was either Wimbledon or French. I kind of
Yes.
cheated.
And
You
Carla
said
was
French
wrong.
and you didn't budge.
Yeah.
my face was like,
I need to be slower.
I didn't cheat like this on the tennis court for our audience.
Yeah, it says that now.
but that was good. Did you enjoy it?
That was fun. And
was
I
good.
I think I got back to 0, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm taking that as a win.
Yeah.
It was tougher than I was expecting.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was a great quiz.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done.
More quizzes, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more fun.
Okay, good. Well, now, as we do every week, we like to sum things up with our ace of the week. Best thing that's happened to you this week. Doesn't have to be tennis related. Prefer if it's not. Luke, hit us off. What's your ace of the week?
Ooh, put me on the spot. I'm going to
It
go
happens literally
with...
every week on the show, but please continue.
Okay. Went suit fitting last night. You probably saw on my Instagram, Dari's Instagram. We're going to a wedding in the Philippines this weekend.
Eala's
So-
home turf.
Traveling for a wedding, but no, we've got very good friends there on an island there, Siargao. So
Beautiful.
Amazing.
looks like an amazing setting. Going to be warm, so I got a real light suit.
Linen?
Yep.
Yep,
Went in there and just
nice.
said, I'm a
Good.
big sweater, mid-30s, what have you got?
And they
And
went,
then they
"Great."
fitted me out. And
He's the lightest
I know
material
that
we have.
feeling all too well.
As a fellow sweater,
As a sweater.
Yeah.
Yes, get it.
looking
Yeah.
forward to that. And yeah, a bit of a change of pace.
absolutely. No,
Have you
brilliant.
been to the Philippines before?
I have for a junior tournament, it was in Manila.
Yeah.
Just remember having to cross one of the main streets, there were no stoplights, and You just had to walk and put your hand out, otherwise
Yeah.
you wouldn't get over, and you just had to commit.
Well, it
Yeah.
sounds like this suit will be a traffic stopper.
And they did, and they did move for you, the cars. So
Okay, well, that's good.
Cool. I've not been to the Philippines, but I've heard it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's good. Well, keep an
Yeah.
eye on those two social channels. We'll see a bit
Oh,
more. Maybe
I
some of-
always do.
I know, yeah. You're a
Yeah, I'm always on top of what they're up to.
bit, we know. It's been noted. Carla, what's your race of the week?
Mine is the White Lotus finale.
Oh,
Not because I
speaking
liked
of linen
it,
suits on a beach.
but because it's over.
Okay.
Oh, I love
was
that.
a little bit slow on the
Nice.
uptake. Do I want to watch it? Don't I? It was all over my social media.
Yeah.
The chat in the office was nonstop.
Yeah.
I felt pressured to watch it. So underwhelming. So glad it's done. So glad we can move on.
Well, bring on season 4.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay.
You know
I'm
what? I
calling it.
felt the same.
I haven't seen it and I have no real interest
And
in
now I'm kind of starting because
You
I'm
got
a big
FOMO, don't you?
podcast buff and I listen to podcasts constantly. And I've listened to so many podcasts dissecting that final episode and why it led to that and how the whole season was about edging you to this kind of final climax of it. And it
Okay, Carla literally just said that she's
Anyway.
glad it's over. So please continue your 15-minute
like,
diatribe about White Lotus.
I felt the same, but now I don't. Now I'm
Okay.
like, oh, maybe it was really clever.
Well,
But
we
if,
are
If you need like 6 podcasts to explain why it was good, is it good?
great point.
Yes.
Well, we're going on a 2-week break, so you can just binge that all you like and then come back
I've already
and
watched
not
it.
tell Carla about it.
Okay.
Okay, deal?
Done.
Carla looks thrilled. Well, sticking with you, Brie, what's your ace of the week?
My ace of the week is that we are going on Easter break.
Yes.
So as of tomorrow, it is Tennis Australia's Christmas.
Yes. Well, that's right.
Shut
So
down?
because summer is so crazy for us here at the Australian
Well,
Open.
we work through Christmas.
Yeah, we don't get it back there.
We don't get it, unfortunately, because the Australian Open and United Cup and all those things kind of fall over Christmas, which is fun. So this is our break, and one of my best friends and I, we are going to Dalesford for a couple of days. So I've booked a house. Carla lives in Dalesford,
Yeah.
so we're gonna see Carla.
Yeah.
I hope.
She doesn't know this yet, but it's happening.
She doesn't know it yet, but yeah. So her and I, she's never been. Like Charlie and I met in our 20s in bars
Mm-hmm.
in Sydney, working behind the bar, not on the bar. And so I'm taking her to Dalesford, and I think it'll
Great.
be really nice.
Well, shout out some friends of mine, Jenny and Owen, run a wine cellars and kind of providor there, Wines Peak. Check it out if you're in the region.
I will.
Free plugs, not SponCon.
They'll regret that.
Yeah, well, they might have some good sales.
We'll make some money, yeah.
Yeah,
Make them some
you
money.
roll in, they have to
Yeah.
restock. My ace of the week now, I've got 2 little kids, 2 boys, Darcy and Finn. Hello, boys, if you're watching. Don't know how, you don't have a phone. But Darcy's always been allergic to egg. And this week, yesterday,
Oh,
in fact,
God.
he had an appointment with his allergist and they did another test thingo. He's grown out of it.
Excellent.
So he can eat all the...
Excellent.
Excellent.
Woo! Well,
And
no,
what
no, no,
an
no, no.
Easter little...
Well, his first thing he said was, "Oh, Dad, now I can eat Easter eggs." And I'm like, mate, they're chocolate, but cool, whatever you want.
so he's obviously got your intellect.
Thanks.
That was good.
That was good. And my reaction was not. But yeah, so that's pretty exciting. He can go to birthday parties, eat all the cake he wants. No longer do I have to pour over the kids'
you
menu.
forget there's eggs in cake.
There's eggs in freaking everything. Like you go to the pub and it's like you look at the kids' menu and it's like, kids parma. Nuts got eggs in
in the crumb.
thing.
in
Yeah,
the-
you got to check the back of the packet with the chef. Does the nuggets have egg in them? But now it's like boom. This kid can bathe in mayonnaise for all I care. It's going to be great. So that is all of our aces of the week done and dusted. Enjoy Dalesford. Enjoy the
you.
Philippines. Enjoy no longer having to sit through Mike White's epic edging drama that is the White Lotus Season 3. Easter break, no show for the next 2 weeks. But
Yeah.
jump on YouTube or any podcast platform that you prefer to catch up on previous episodes or all sorts of other content on the Australian Open YouTube channel. You can stay up to date on all things tennis, especially the BJK Cup, on all of our social, Brie. Where do they go?
100% at Tennis Australia.
Bang. Have a great week in tennis. Enjoy your Easter. It's going to be beautiful weather out there, so hit the court wherever you are. Luke, Carla, Brie, once again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
thank you guys, it was fun.